So this new way of living, right, that we're all trying to move to or are already in, when before the striving and making it happen, and 3D moving to 5D where we're allowing it and declaring it and being it all. How's that going for you? I'm in the middle of getting used to it, I must say, and I just wanted to share about how we're all finding our ways to live in new in a new paradigm, in a new structure, or which is not a structure at all, in a new way of operating, which is so new, so exciting, so falling down, so beautiful to live. So I just wanted to talk a bit about how that is, what we experience, what is happening in this new 5D way of functioning. So if you have followed me a bit, I was absolutely exhausted for a month, couldn't do anything. It forced me into, okay, really listen, Alice, to what is it that is aligned and what is not aligned in your life. And anything that is not aligned is falling away, forcefully, or me allowing it to fall away. And I dropped so much, and more came to, and I don't know if it's because I dropped, I don't know anymore, but I came to, in a very quick pace, I think, which many of us are, things are happening so fast, into a space what you can call my essence, the I am, and that's what being lived out. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but lately. And what does that mean actually when I say that? It sounds almost like, ooh, self-realized, oh, look at me. And probably there's so much more to discover. I don't know. The only thing that I know is that life is super simple. I have a lot of joy, and no, not everything in my reality is reflecting that. As from the 3D standpoint, no. From the 5D standpoint, yes. There's so much joy, there's ease, there is less worry, there's being okay with whatever is. And that's what I want to talk about. What does it mean, the understanding that? And what is it, the implications of that? I don't know if those are the right words, but that's what I want to talk about. So feeling that I'm all there is, I'm all that is. I'm feeling my multidimensional self. I'm feeling my expansion. And so many words that feel more like blah, blah, blah. It just feels like me. A lot of me. And not in the 3D sense, and I don't like those words, but then you know what I'm talking about. There's so much me. And is it then the human me, is my higher self me, is my oversoul me, or I don't know. And I used to find it really important to put words to these things and to define it well. And that need for that feels like I dropped that. It's less important. What is important is nothing is important. The moment I say that, that's what it feels. Nothing is important. All that for me is where I want to focus on naturally is my joy. Am I being selfish? Not in the way that I only care about myself, which I do. Do I care about other people? Very much. But I find myself the most important to focus on, so that, hear me out, not from the point of, look at me, not at all, but because from the standpoint, now I'm going to say something more tangible, from the standpoint, I create my reality and everything in it. And I used to think that was so rude to say, and now I feel it as such a truth and such a powerful understanding also. If I create everything in my reality, I mean, quantum physics talks about that, right? It's all waves of energy, and I think they have other terms, but everything is a wave, and the moment I focus on on something, it collapses. Is this thing just falling down all the time, or is it me? I just want to higher. Okay. everything in my reality is, I'm the center of my reality simply because, not narcissistically, but because there's nothing outside of me. I'm everything. And again, not like, anyway, I'm not going to explain that every time. You know what I mean, right? I'm the center of my universe. Everything that is in my reality is because I created it, or is it a reflection of me? And sometimes it used to be very subconscious. Now it's very conscious, and sometimes there's still some subconsciousness there. So everything in my reality, if that is true, which to me is my truth, if I create everything, I can choose what I want to create. So I've been choosing more. And there's moments I forget. And then I'm feeling like it's a good example. Yesterday and today, I'm trying to have a different payment system because now every time someone wants to pay me, it's either PayPal or bank or credit card, which I want to make it easier. Google Play, Apple Pay, and other ways to pay, which makes it much easier, especially because I want to do little things that I want to offer. And you don't want too much hassle. At least I know when I'm going to a site and it's like 2 clicks and I give too much details, I'm like, whatever. No, I don't want to bother. So I want to make that easier, that experience. And I spent yesterday half a day, today half a day, and it's like every time I'm almost there, something doesn't work, or there's something that I can't access because I lived in many places. Things that PayPal is in one country, and then my Stripe is connected to another country. Anyway, I don't want you to bother with the details. Coming down to every time I'm spending a few hours, I'm coming to a dead end. Until today, I'm realizing I'm just going to declare this. And I'm going to share with you what I declare, not that the words are important, but just the realization, why am I struggling so much with this? Why am I spending my time on it? It drains my energy, I'm not feeling well with it. And I've just felt like there's so much ideas I have lately. That's what happens, right? Now that I'm really in that state of the essence and the I am, there's so much more ideas popping up. And I felt this payment system, it's needed for that. Very restricted way of thinking, but anyway, it feels like that makes it easier, and I want that to be there because I just want it. Because it feels light, it feels easy, and I want things to be light and easy. So I declared after two half days, right, that what I want is that easiness, and then the details of how I want the experience for people to be, and then imagine how they're experiencing that and how easy it is and how fun it is, and click, click, click. Oh, there's the thing that I wanted. Yay. Full stop. Done. Don't have to deal with it anymore. I declared it, so it is. That's all. Not the 3D. I had to work hard to make this happen, which I've been doing this last 2 days to create this, right? Until I'm like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? I'm just declaring it. It's done. I don't have to think about it anymore. It's just done already. I'm everything. If I'm freaking everything, then I don't have to struggle in this one thing where that is difficult and struggle and doesn't work. I could choose from all the opportunities that are there, or all the realities that are there. I'm choosing the one where that's done. As I'm choosing so much, I have a beautiful other example. I'm pointing there, Italian neighbors, or Italian and Polish, but anyway, they're my neighbors. And the Italian guy, as Italians are, is loud. And he's talking loud, and I imagine this, I don't know, I don't see him through the walls, but he's loud, and he swears a lot, and he's angry often. So the more I heard, because I can hear them, loud voices you can hear. If I speak Italian, I would literally hear what they say. And I started to get more annoyed about it, and started to notice it more. And the more I started thinking, what an unkind man he was. I literally started thinking, he's just like a grown-up baby, right? Come on, get a grip. You have a wife, you have a child. Why do you need to be angry so much? I made the whole story about, let me not bore you with it, but I became a whole story in my mind, which we do, right? And it was more and more negative. And the more I was in the story, the more I was hearing them, the more anger I heard. It was getting on my nerves. Until one day I thought, a few days ago, I'm like, done with it. I'm declaring from now on that they're a couple that are so happy and they have so much fun together, and they're a happy couple, they're a happy family. That's it. Didn't think about it anymore. That same day, losing my voice, that same day, an Uber stopped. I need to pause, I need some water. So that same day, an Uber stopped in front of the house, and I think one of the moms stepped out, or a friend, I don't know. And there was so much laughter, loud laughter, but I'd rather have loud laughter than loud screaming and swearing, right? So there was so much laughter for a few days. He's left now, which was just so much fun. I started to become, I felt the energy, right? I mean, you declare it and it happens. And especially because I imagine it to be like that. And I don't know if all that is needed. I just declared it and didn't think about it. I just wished that, and I just said that that's truth. That's the reality I'm choosing. Full stop. And so it is. That's it. And so it was. That's how it works, right? And not with affirmations and a few more things around that. This 5D, there's so much I can talk about. I just wanted to share a few things of how life looks different. First of all, I don't force anything. I don't plan anything, very little. I try to do things without an agenda. So before I would do YouTube and I would think, I have a new product or I have something to offer. And then I would speak about that and it would have an agenda. I would have a plan with it, right? I just felt like pressing the record button, and I actually didn't know what I was going to talk about. And like just before, like, oh yeah, that could be shared. And now we are here together, and I love to talk about this new way of living, which we'll try to figure out. So how do you then live if you do things without an agenda? So I'm not being kind to someone so that the other person is kind to me. I'm not writing someone an email, hey, how are you? Well, I actually want something from that person. If that's so, I then ask directly, right? No agendas, just doing the things that feel joyful in the moment, that feel like you have a hinge to do. Do them, follow that. So that's what I've done a lot. I could do it more, but I'm trying to follow constantly. And me then trying to organize a financial system was not that. Yes, it was that because I have so many ideas that are all small little things, and I wanted a payment system with it. So that seemed logic in my mind, so I went with logic. Very 3D. Okay, coming back to here now, like I'm done with that. If you really want to come and do the thing to join me, then you don't have an easier pay system. But that's not what I declared. I actually declared that it's going to be easy, and I don't know how. I don't need to know the how. That's the most important thing. The how is there. We're figuring out the how. 5D, no more. So instead, going from A till B, when I do A, when I really work hard on something, I get a result B. In 5D, as I go first to the result, to B. I start with B. I'm going to the result. I just declared that. My neighbors are going to be happy. That was the result. And I don't need to know how that's going to happen and what the logistics is of that. Or, I mean, you can't put your mind around that. It just happened because I said so. I went to B. I announced B. I choose B. I choose the end result. So that's been really fun. And sometimes I forget because it's only happening the last few weeks that I'm in that state of absolute, the I am, the essence, the self-realized, like, ta-da, I'm blossoming because I'm blossoming. I'm blushing. Oh, my English sometimes. Because it feels too big to say, right? It feels like a bit embarrassing. But that's the truth. That's where I am. It's so easy. And it's taking me away from worry about things and so for my mom, it's sometimes difficult. When are you coming? I said, when I feel like it. When is that? I said, when I feel like it. So now I said I will come next weekend. I already know if I'm not feeling like it, I will say, sorry, I can't come. And I tell her why, I say, get it. Yeah, it's not always easy for your surrounding, right? But I really want to do and honor that. I want to honor myself. And I think that's the most beautiful word that I say lately. I'm here to honor myself. So one of the things I started to notice, and I think it's good to talk about, because if I just follow what gives me joy, what I noticed lately, that is mostly feeling like I'm on a holiday, a constant holiday. I kind of stopped my own business. I'm kind of in between. I don't know. So many ideas, nothing is concrete yet. So what am I now doing now? I'm enjoying life. Is that going to work? I don't know. I don't have to know. It's I'm enjoying life. And it feels easy and it feels light. It's the end result that I'm feeling, that I announced, and that's what I'm having. Right? Because why not? Why not? And you can say, but Alice, yeah, it's easy for you. Is it though? And most people would say, well, the rent that wasn't paid, maybe which still isn't. Maybe you should get a proper job. And please, by all means, do your own life and what feels right for you. Of course, you're not going to give up anything because I say so. Absolutely not. But it is not what is most important to me. To me, it's most important that I honor myself. So what I'm doing lately, I have that holiday feeling. And in the morning, I stay a bit longer in bed. And normally I would work 8-9 hours a day. I would be here in my desk at 10 o'clock and I would finish whatever, 7-8 o'clock in the evening. Maybe a little bit longer than the 8-9 hours. But that's what I used to do 5 days a week because I loved it and I have so many ideas. But lately, since it's this whole holiday vibe, 5D holiday vibe, doing only what feels joy, I stay in bed longer because that feels most excited. At the moment, the most joyful. But what is happening in this last week? It's like, the time that I'm wasting time, it feels like. I am, and it might sound like such a luxury I'm talking about. But this is 5D living, people. And you might have a 9-to-5 job that you love and adore. Yes, you might have one you hate. Why would you go there? Change the way you think about it or do something about it. Do something. Change your mindset, change how you want to view it, declare it differently, the job, because you still feel like need to make the money. Well, do so. Declare that your boss is, no, that you are enjoying, not about how others are, that you are enjoying every day you come there and then find the joy. I'm just saying. There's so many ways about it. It's not just one way. The way that you thought that it had to be, the way that you think it works. It's just one way. There's so many ways about it. And maybe the job and the security is not the first thing that you want to shift, then change something else. But I think if we are so exhausted about doing things that are not aligned, stop freaking doing them. Again, don't listen to me. That's just what my belief, right? So, but what I notice, I'm all over the place. That holiday vibe makes also that I'm not, what I notice, really honoring myself. Because, of course, in the moment, I like to stay in bed longer. And I like to read that book. But when I'm really honoring myself, I would go out more. I would have interactions with people. That's something I so adore and love. But I'm not doing that. Why not? Because it's easier not to do it. I need to kind of push myself, and I don't want to push myself into anything that doesn't feel aligned. But do I have more joy when I do that? Absolutely. So here's the crux, that's my learning, right? That's, I think, all of us. You might have other things that you notice you're learning, because I know you're shifting. I know you're moving. Otherwise, you're not listening to my ramble here, I'm sure. Right? Because, or you have this desire that you want to do it differently. I don't know, but how to then, and I think that's so crucial. And maybe you have a different way to look at it. Let me know. Honoring myself. So when we honor ourselves, then I do the things that really brings me most joy, the things that I love most. And laying in bed or eating crisp or unhealthy food, but might feel in the moment, oh, I so enjoy it, and I do, but is that really honoring myself? So what do I truly, truly, truly feel in the joy? So when I need to, how do I describe this? When I do it from my mind, 3D way, when I do things from my mind, then the way I honor myself looks very different. Let me put it like that. Then I want to do it from the 5D, and it's really from my expansion, from my essence, from my core, from my I am. Then it's so much easier and it feels already fulfilled. Then I don't need the crisps. Then I don't need to stay so much longer in bed. Maybe I do sometimes, but not every day. When I'm really here, there's so much more energy, right? And I'm here in the expansion, and I still do things, and I'm staying here because I do what gives me joy. But what I start noticing, that I can do more honoring myself. You get what I mean with that? Give myself the best. And one of the things that I love a lot, I would say most, now there's so many things, but one thing I really love is going out to interact with people. And once I do that, just strangers, right? I really enjoy that. I so enjoy that. And not just the hi, no, I have 5 minutes conversations on the street with people. I love that. Why am I not doing it more? It's easier not to go out, not to go and approach and the thing is, because then I think I need to do, and the moment I let drop that, come back to here. So I'm talking to you as much as talking to myself. I hope you understand my rambling, where I don't have the answer yet. I want to honor myself and do what feels most joyful. So then my question is how to go about, let me not have all the answers, how to go about if I want to stay longer in bed, because that's joyful in the moment. And I then notice I don't have so much hours in the day that I want to do what I truly want to do. I would like to be more present with that. I would like to be wandering around for hours outside and interacting if I feel like it, right? If I feel like it. I now choose the things that sometimes are easier to do. And I don't like that. That feels not like I'm honoring myself. Am I harsh on myself? You know, it's subtle, but it's important. Why do I find this so important that I make a whole video about this? And I think that comes down to, in this new way of living, I don't want to miss out on myself. I don't want to be present. That's it. I want to be present with myself the whole time. And don't get me wrong, this state of presence, this essence, it's not an active doing. It's now just automatically, I don't have to do anything. But I want to be present with that often, because it feels so good. Am I losing it otherwise? Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Could be. It's very easy to slip back. Our ego is very smart to pull us back. But I'm regular with it. I'm regular, just feel, oh yeah, there you are. There I am. It's better. There I am, yes. And I don't do anything. I'm just recognizing it, like, oh yeah. And then I feel the joy. Now I do that. I feel the joy bubbling up and so much alive. And again, I'm not doing anything. I used to do something. I used to go to a place of a higher frequency, and that felt so blissful and wonderful. This is not doing anything. And if you don't know how to do that, last week I made a beautiful, really, I love that one, an I am exercise where you take away the layers so you can just feel your I am. Yes, you too. It's so powerful. So yeah, I have announced that one to be going viral, and because I feel more people need to see that, not from this place of I need to save anyone, or but just like it's so I love it so much. I love it so much. Like yeah, that one can go around to touching people. That'd be fun. So how do we conclude this? I think I just don't have the answer. I just wanted to share. Do I need to show more of how this new way of living looks like? I don't know. All I know is follow the joy, be the joy, being it all, just being that light. And actually, that's all. From there, everything unfolds. So, no agenda, no plans, no agenda, no plans, no prejudice, no judgments, no strong emotion. Maybe sometimes don't cling on emotions, don't cling on stories, don't cling on things. Seeing everyone as whole, this just goes automatically, right? Although I have done many things in my life to get to this place, I must say. And some of it I teach, and there's programs, and go check it out if that's interesting you, right? Description below and blah, blah, blah. What else in this new way of living? I don't know. Honor myself. Honor thyself. How is that going? Yeah. In every moment. In every moment, really. I don't know what else to say. I think that's it for today. Thank you for being with my rambling, and so much love. And we meet again next time in another video. Bye bye.